So that reduces to 3-1.
Yep. Pentagons to total figures.
4 to 20. That becomes 1 to 5.
All right. Very good. Any questions on that before we move on?
No, I don't think so.
All right. 5 here says find the ratio of circles to total figures.
Okay.
So we already had that. No, we did not. So how many circles were there? There were 3 out of 20.
Mhm.
And it says, well, what if you had 180 total figures? How many circles would you have?
So if you multiply that, would be 20 and 140. So wait. So 20 times 10 is 200. So 9 or 90.
You either
No,
have to
wait, no,
cross
sorry.
multiply or pre-reduce and then cross multiply or figure out the multiplier.
hmm So then so if it's 3 times 1, so it's 20. 20x equals 3 times 180. 180 plus 180 is 360 plus 180.
540.
540. Okay. So 540.
Really would have
Three.
recommended pre-reducing horizontally here,
Mm-hmm.
but I know you can't, you've already kind of gotten into it, but you'd at least get 2 and 18 and then 1 and 9, but you'll see it here when you divide by 2 by 20.
So and then 540 divided by 20. So it's 20
Zeros
times. Okay, so
zeros cancel. So you're just
50.
cutting 54 in half.
Okay, so would it be 26?
Nope.
Or,
Close. An even number cut in half is always an odd number. Another
okay.
little thing.
So 53? No.
I mean, you're doing this. I
Okay.
don't.
So that's 20. 24?
How many times is 2 going to 14? Just doing long division here.
Okay. Doing it 14 6 times. It's 12. Or
You can't give me this. Keep giving me the wrong answer. It's got to be an odd number. How many times is 2 going to 14? I mean, it's not
5.
6.
Or 6. Oh, wait. 2 times 6 is 12. Oh, wait. Then. But can't 2 go into 14?
Yeah, but it's not 6. You tried to give me that answer earlier. It's not
7.
26. 7.
7. So 27. Okay.
I don't know why that took so long. I
No.
hopefully it's just it's an aberration. Okay, 6 here. You have to set up a proportion. Now, this one is whenever they mix units, you got to decide which one you're going to go to. Um, as much as maybe you don't like it, I would go to hours. So this is 0.5 hours.
hmm
So when you set up your proportion, you can't use minutes, you have to use hours. So see if you can set this up. Tell me what goes in each position after you've set it up here. And the how
So,
far is it's like
so,
the X.
so wouldn't you just so so, so you would just do 5 miles for every hour?
I would just set up a proportion. I wouldn't try to do anything that you're trying to do right now. Like decide what's going to go in the top, 2.5 or 0.5 or X or 2. Just pick something
So
that
I
makes
guess
sense to you.
30.
But you can't use minutes.
Okay, so you just do 0.5.
Okay, so you're putting time up top,
Mhm,
miles on the bottom.
mhm.
So where does X go? Does X go on top or on the bottom?
It would go on the bottom.
That's right. It's distance. 2 goes there. Okay. So you could pre-reduce. Like we've talked about that a number of times here, which I think is what you're kind of suggesting here. Making this 1/5. Is that what you're kind of suggesting?
Mhm.
That works. So now when you cross multiply, we've done that, right?
Cross multiplying? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So then 1x equals 10. So it would equal 10.
And what? What are the units?
10 miles.
Yes. You might make a note on your test at the top for units so that you don't misremember. Okay. Number 7. All right. A rainstorm produced a rainfall of 2 inches per hour. How many hours would it take to get a rainfall of 1 foot? How many inches is that?
Um, 1 foot is 12 inches.
Okay. So how many hours? You can think of that as X. So you got to set
Mhm.
up another proportion here.
Okay. So
2 inches per 1 hour. That could
so you
also
put
help.
2. So you put 1 hour over 2. So
That's a little odd. Like normally you would put 2/1, but it does work as long as you stay consistent, as long as you put the time, or I'm sorry, the
Mhm,
distance here and the time here. That
mhm.
also works. So what goes on the top over here and bottom?
So 12 on the bottom and x on the top.
Good. Could you solve that for us, please?
Mm, So then 6,
X is 6. 6 what?
6 hours.
Yes. Gotta have that unit in there or it's meaningless. Okay, so the next problem here, the unit rate, the order does matter. Okay. It's
Mhm.
it's almost always money is almost always on top. Almost always.
Okay.
And then
So
in a lot of problems, time is often on the bottom, although not in this one because there's no
mhm.
time.
So you put 16.64 over 16 ounces.
Are you
Okay,
allowed to use a
so
calculator or is this a by hand?
no, this is by hand.
Okay.
So
I would, yeah,
so
you're gonna unfortunately have to do the long division
16.64
stuff.
divided by 16. 1, 16, turn 0, 6. Uh, so, mm, mm, 100 times 16 going to 64. So, 12, 18. So 16 times 2 is that's 8. Yeah, 6 plus 6 is 12. So 32. 64. So 4 times. So
Okay, what's your final answer?
it would be for one, or it'd be $1.04.
Yes. So the unit rate though, give me your like what would you put in the box here if I was only grading the box?
Mm, see.
Tell me everything you would put in there.
I'd probably do the 16 for one. Sorry, the 1.6. $1.04 for $1
Okay, so here's what we're looking for. The unit rate, which
for
is
1
that
ounce.
number,
Sorry.
and then you need the units. You have to have the units.
Yeah, that's what I have.
1000% have to have them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Recipe equals.
All right. Number 9 is more like 7 and 6. You got to set up some sort of proportion for them.
So
Think of that as X.
3 parts to 5, so 3 parts sugar to 5 parts water equal to 8. So
Tell me what goes, top left, top right, bottom right.
so top left is 3 parts sugar and bottom left is 5 parts water. Top right is X and bottom right is 8 parts water.
All right, so this does not pre-reduce, and when you cross multiply and divide, you're going to have to do long division. It does work out to 1 decimal place, so give that a try. I'll be right back with you. Let me know when you get an answer for this, please.
I got 4.8 parts sugar.
That's correct. All right, excellent. So for number 10 and 11, there's a couple of ways to do it, I guess. You could set up a proportion. You could also just look for a multiplier. How are you guys doing this in class?
Proportions.
Okay. So tell me the proportion you would set up.
Um, so 24 over 14 equal to 10 over 20.
So the orientation is
Uh,
different. So it would actually be 20 over 10.
okay.
And then you could cross multiply. You do a lot of things here, but it's really like, is 10 times 24 equal to 14 times 20? Is 240 equal to 280? The answer is no. Now, when the teacher says explain why or why not, is that good enough, or do you have to
Just the
write a
math
sentence?
is fine. So
Just the math. All right. Like it. Okay. You gotta be really careful to set up the right proportion because, like, if you had wrote 10 over 20, it wouldn't have worked, but that would have not been the right explanation here. This one's a little bit, this one is also slightly deceptive. So see how the 18 and the 16, 18 is bigger than 16, 22 is bigger than 20. So these go together, and those go together. So could you set up a proportion here to see if this works or doesn't?
mhm. So well, I know it works, but how would I write that?
You got to choose two sides from each triangle.
Okay, so the 22 and the 18. Sorry, the 20 and the 16 and the 20 and the 25.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like 20 over 16, does that equal 25 over 20?
Mhm.
And then you would multiply. Does 20 times 20 equal to 16 times 25?
No. Or yes, it does
Yes,
actually. It
it does,
does.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Any questions on that?
No.
Okay, so number 12 and 13 are similar in that we're going to have to build a proportion to find the missing side. So I've kind of avoided doing this, but I really, really prefer to put the missing side in the top left, like rather than sort of like putting it wherever. Um,
Mhm.
and then just probably 15 is easier to multiply by, so I'll put that on the bottom.
Mm,
So now it's like, well, which side does that go with? It looks like, boy, that's the primary. They don't tell you the similarity statement. X goes with 30 though, it looks like, and 15 goes with 50. And
mhm.
so I would for sure pre-reduce. Are you allowed to pre-reduce?
Yeah.
Okay, like I would at least get rid of that. That's a min. I'll let you solve it from here.
Then 3 times 15 is 45.
Don't forget
Uh,
units. Make sure you add units into your answer.
yeah. So you can only reduce vertically in this, right?
You can pre-reduce horizontally.
Because can't you, yeah, change that to a 3?
Yes. And if you do that, it makes it so much easier. You'll see this on the SAT, ACT.
Mhm. And so 5 and 9. So then you do 5x equals 9. X equals 1.8.
No,
So
I'm not sure what you're doing. If you pre-reduced what's
one.
over here, it's just 1x equals 9.
Oh, that's true. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Because I did it like the 3 and the 3, and that was still a 5.
Okay.
So 9
Yes. What are the units?
centimeters.
Very important to have the units. Okay. Uh, number 13 is like number 10, that triangles are not oriented properly. So I would recommend like redrawing one or the other. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
do that for you here just to help. That way you get the right labels on that.
Okay.
Okay. So go ahead and tell me what goes into the proportion, please.
So like you could do a 6 and a 6.
This is a B.
Oh, that's a B. That makes more sense than
Yeah,
I thought.
let's put B in the top left.
Okay,
It's really
so
a good convention to put the variable in the top left.
B over 6 equals 8 over 52.
So I'm sorry, what did you put on the bottom here?
6.
Okay, so if you're doing that, then the number up here has to come from the big triangle.
Yeah, so I was gonna do that. I was gonna do the 6, and then the bottom one would be 10.
No, no,
Hmm.
the six is from, like, if you're matching these up, which is fine,
Yeah.
you have to match up like 52 with 8 or 65 with 10.
Okay, so 8 and 52.
Okay. 52 on top, 8 on the bottom. I feel like you're just sort of guessing or not really like
Well,
it.
I think I'm just saying it wrong because I did
Okay.
like I have
If you're right,
8,
if you're
52
writing it,
over 8 is what I
oh,
have on
good.
my paper. But
Excellent. Excellent. All right. I apologize. I'm not trying to be discouraging. You either
yeah,
pick like this, both of these numbers are from one triangle, or both of these numbers horizontally are from one triangle.
yeah,
And then I would for sure pre-reduce this.
yeah. And
Makes it so much easier to be able to.
okay. Three times 13, 39. So B equals 39.
I agree. Okay. Very good. Moving on to 14, more unit rates, a lot of unit rates. These should go fairly quickly. I'm gonna snip 3 in at a time. I think you already knew how to do these from our last week. So give me the unit rate, and then the units are just as important. It's a number and then a unit. It's like, I don't know, let
Mm-hmm.
you
So for the unit rate, 1 for 15, or 1 second for 15 MB.
so that while that's
Right?
true, it's more common to say megabits per second.
Okay.
So it would be 15 megabits
Mhm.
per second. Usually it's the larger over the smaller, not always. Okay. It's usually the if we got X and Y, it's usually the Y over the X.
Okay.
All right, so keep that
So
going here. See if you can tell me the unit rate for the cost of bananas.
20, I guess. Like,
What are the units? You gotta give me more
okay,
than that.
so let's
20,
go back to
20
that
what?
for one. 20 pound or sorry, $20 for 1 pound.
Yes. Okay, next one.
And the dollar sign goes on the right side, right?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Dollar sign goes on the right side.
It's
Or
the
does it go on the
top.
left?
I mean,
Mhm.
normally it's on the left of the number, but when you're doing a unit rate, you put it on
Okay, that
top or on the
makes more
left. I
sense
mean, and
now.
I'm trying to give you a few variations on how you might see this. Um, okay, last one here.
2 for 90. 2 divided by 90. So 2, 2, 8, 9, 4, 3, or 45 miles for 1 hour. So
45 miles per hour. Okay, let's do three more here.
um 15 find definite one. That's 2 divide separator. But for 18, doesn't it just give you the answer?
How about let's start with 17. What's
Okay.
your answer for 17?
Um.
Can't jump ahead here.
Okay. I was looking at it, noticing. That one. So the 42. Boom, boom. For one jam jar, it's 0.5.
So you have to give me a number and then something per something. These are
Okay,
always a
so
number and then a unit
so
per unit.
0.5 cups of sugar for one jam jar.
Sugar per jam. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that works.
Um, the next one, what would you do?
It's like we've been doing. Y over X.
But doesn't it already give you it for one?
It does, but you still have to write the answer. You still have to give,
Okay.
yeah, I mean,
Um, um, 1 hour, so 50 miles per hour.
yes. I know that last graph is hard to read, so just do the best you can on that.
Okay. Um, so let's do this one. That's 15.
Are you using the first point?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so what's the y value over the x value?
Would it the y value and the x value would be that's 1.5
Okay, and that's the
per
y units over the x units.
so per dollar
What are the y units?
square feet.
Y units are
Oh,
dollars. What are the,
um, x and it's r square feet. So would it be
what are the
one?
x units?
Well, x units are square feet. It's carpet. Um,
There it is. $1.5 per square foot.
okay. Um,
What, give me some feedback because don't I don't quite understand because these are all the same. The y units over the x units, y over x. Seem
yeah.
like there's a little bit of disconnect. How are you going to remember this for tomorrow?
Well, I do have a math lab thing in the morning
Oh,
as
good.
well.
A
So
little extra practice will help. Yeah.
yeah.
But it's always y over x, y over x, y over
Hmm.
x. Okay. All right. For number 20, I sort of have to give you the answers unless you already know them for direct variation.
Not
Um,
really. So it'd be good to know.
yeah. So the first thing is that it has to go through the origin. So it has to start there. And then it has to have positive slope. There's the sample graph.
Okay.
All right. So the nice thing about the next three problems is that you've actually already done a bunch of them. So this is all review. I would strongly recommend pre-reducing to make your life easier.
That's cool. Um, Firefox. Mm, I don't think you can pre-reduce for the first one. Or no, you could.
Yeah, 5 goes into
Yeah, but
both.
5 goes to both. So 4/5. Yes. And then 4 goes into 16 from 4. That being 1. 1. Then x equals 20.
All right, so do the same thing for the next one, please.
Those ones at 8 and they're 10 because 2. So that was 4, 5. 5. So then 10 can do around 30. 4 can go around. So 32. So it would be what?
This one is a
So
fraction.
okay, so 30 two and 2 30 when 7 times 8.75 or just
Did
zero
you,
point eight seven five.
neither. Did you multiply 7 times 10? And they're
Well,
dividing by
I guess
8.
it got too. I think it's got too complicated. So I could have done that.
Yeah,
Cause couldn't you reduce the 8 and the 10?
sure. That becomes 4 and 5. And so then it's
35.
35 equals 4x. So you divide by 4, and you still get
35
35
divided by
over 4.
4. That's what I was trying to figure out. So 35 divided by 4. I thought it would be 8.75, but
Oh, it is. Oh, that is. But you can just leave it like that, or
okay.
depends on what the teacher wants. Yeah. All right. So do the last one there. Last one does work out nicely.
Okay. You could reduce those two. So 1 divided by 36 is wait, 4 divided by 36. 9. So 9, 9. X equals 3.
All right. Fantastic. Next problem is kind of your classic um, shadow problem here. You're going to set up a proportion again. You shouldn't be surprised by that. You're going to do that over and over. You're solving for x, or the height of the tree.
Okay.
Why don't you try setting this up here, letting me know what you come up with when you set it up.
So you do. Would you do this 6 feet on the top or 6 feet on the bottom?
You get to pick. Like
Okay. I guess
you
we'll
just
do
have to be
it.
consistent, whatever
Well,
you
I'll do it on
decide.
the bottom because then I like
What
it
are you going to
on
put on the bottom?
6 feet on the bottom, 3 feet on the top, and then 24 feet on the bottom and X on the top.
Okay, that works.
Then you could reduce 3 and 6. 2, 2 and the 24. 2 divided by 24. That's becomes 1 becomes 12. 12 feet. The shadow's 12 feet, I guess.
And you said you gave the units, even better. All right, 25 here. We talked, and sometimes you got to go back to like a previous problem to figure out like, well, which units go where, and but money is almost always on the y-axis. It's usually x and then y, so that's lollipop. Will
Okay.
you
Can I get
graph
a
this?
calculator? Yeah, or not sorry, not calculator. What are the ruler?
Sure, if you'd like. Definitely will help.
All right. So, okay. Let's see how the third. So 0, 0, right here. So we do. Okay, so we can 2 to 3. Yeah. So yes, it is direct proportion.
Right, and the unit rate, you probably want to use like this line here for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And 2 to 3, 2 divided by 3. $1.5.
Okay, what are the units though?
1.5 lollipop? Oh, no, sorry, dollars. So $1, 5 cents
Per what? What's the other unit?
per one lollipop.
Yes. Okay, number 26 is almost identical. See if you can do it here. We got, 4 minutes left. I should be able to knock that out real quick.
Okay. Run to 0 and 3 is this direct proportion. So you put 1, 2, 3, 2, 6, 3, 9. So yes, and
Yes.
unit rate is 3 inches per year.
Yes. Perfect. All right, good job. Any questions on that? Anything we did? Any
No,
other problems you want us to do real quick?
I don't think so.
All right, what's the plan before the test tomorrow?
Well, I have a math lab things in the morning, and
Okay.
yeah.
I would
So
focus on more problems like the ones we did here. I don't know why these seem to be the most
yeah.
challenging for you, but that was my and then the other type of problems were you had to reorient the figures. That would be another consideration.
Mhm.
All right, August, very good. So I will stop the